What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Browns Morning Brew. I would say we have a special show, but we're going to talk about coaching's coming to Cleveland, Ohio. Is it even possible? It's like, seriously, is it possible? Is it not? There's always something going on with this team, right? And even in the off season, we seem to make everything become a hassle. And we're going to talk about that.
Do the Browns have to have a coach?
I believe so, right? I mean, you would think so, right? I mean, maybe we could just have AI coach the team and see what happens.
I mean, that's analytics, right?
Yeah, I said last week, just bring an analytical robot and set them out there. You'll be all right.
Anything's possible with this team, and we do know that. So yeah, there's some football left in the year, and the Browns are still making headlines, but guys, this weekend got some good football tomorrow. Patriots at Broncos and the Rams at Seahawks. You guys got any predictions for those? Who's going to be in the Super Bowl between the conference championships this weekend?
Me and Gary both wanted Chicago, man, but I think them fourth quarter comebacks, man, it was too much for them. Because I remember Gary was on board with me with Chicago, but they had a heck of a season. My picks are it was going to be Patriots, Bears. Obviously, that hasn't happened, so I'm looking at Patriots, Seahawks. I think Denver with Bo Nix going down could be in a little bit of trouble. But Mike, like you said, Jared Statham, backup quarterback. I guess you said it's not a really bad quarterback, but we'll see. So I'm going Patriots this week, and I'm going to go Seahawks over Rams.
And before I make those picks on there, I don't feel like enough tension has been brought to the bull crap ref call that was made in the Buffalo game. With that call and they called the interception. I mean, I don't know, man. That was a reception. And I don't know, but you take the ball, you catch the ball and you hit the ground. That's it. And someone's on top of you. That's a reception and you're down. And you at least look at that. You at least review that. And so I understand that Josh Allen is a guy that Josh Allen is a dude that takes a lot of chances. There were other turnovers in the game, so you can't necessarily say that this was it. But by God, to put the game in the hands of the officials like that, just that was unbelievable. And McDermott loses his job over that. I mean, that call has ripple effects across the league. I mean, that call is changing the future of the Buffalo's future. McDermott's going to be somewhere else next year, and someone else is going to be in Buffalo, and it changes the openings, and it changes everything. And Logan's right. If that call is made against the Browns, someone's getting hit with a beer bottle, and they're making 30 for 30s about it in 25 years. I mean, that was I don't know, man. That was ridiculous. That was a bad call to not even look at it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say, because it didn't get reviewed, and that's playoff, man. It's playoff games. You got to take some of that's got to be taken serious. And we talked about it I thought that he actually stripped it during the catch, but the dude had it. He fell on the ground, and then they rolled. When he rolled, he pulled it out. But if the receiver catches the ball and he hits the ground, that's done. Play's over. He caught the ball, right?
It's
He looked
over.
like he had
He's done.
possession, right? And now a similar play happened at the Chicago game. Chicago and I'm drawing a blank. Who did they play last week? They played LA? No.
I think it was
Chicago and
Hey, Seahawks?
I can't remember. I think it was the Rams. But it was a similar play, and it was a Caleb Williams threw the ball. It was downfield. It was like a 30-yard pass play.
The Rams. It was the Rams.
The Rams, okay. And it was like the same type of thing, but they gave it to the receiver. You know, it was almost like, well, if they didn't call it there, why is it, you know, I don't know. It was like the same type play. The receiver came down with the ball on the ground.
A tie is supposed to go to the receiver, I thought.
I know
That's
that
baseball.
Well, I know
no,
that
tie goes to the runner in baseball. Tie goes to the but if
I know that
the
it's
defender
in the
and the receiver comes down with the ball, tie goes to the receiver.
See, I don't know. I know that's in the end zone for sure. I know that that would go if there was like something like that happened in the end zone. That definitely goes to the receiver. Out in the field of play, I'm not sure. I don't. But I did hear it was a while back. There was a similar play with the Browns. I think it might have been when Chubb caught that one ball on top of the dude's head. But it was a play with the Browns in the end zone, and I remember them saying that. It was quite a few years ago, but they said any ball that's challenged in the end zone, that ball will go to a receiver. If there's like a tussle for it, they will give it to the receiver.
Yeah, I mean, so I just, once again, it's like I hate when things go to the game is in the hands of the refs like that and not the players, and especially to a city like Buffalo. I know that like we hate their fans because they're obnoxious, especially when they come here. But just they are a city that just they haven't won just like we haven't, and to have that happen to them is just it sucks.
The reason we don't like their fan base is
fans.
because we claim to be the best fan base in the world, and they argue that, and we'll let them know with beer bottles.
We don't like their fan base because they come here and get drunk and fight us.
That's another tough. Well, I'm gonna say another tough.
That's why we don't. That's why I don't like them.
You want to punch each other?
Yeah, they want to come here and punch us.
That was tough for Josh Allen. I mean, the guy's a heck of a football player, man. And I seen in his press conference the dude was in tears, man. So that was a tough one. He felt like he felt that he let his team down. But he went out there, he balled out, man. It's just got to be frustrating because you keep getting so close, but you can't get to that next level in the playoffs for Josh. So
it's. I mean, you're playing the elite. This is the time of year where you have to be on your best, and unfortunately, some teams don't do that, and the outcome could be the worst. And that just happened to be that day.
Right? Yeah, like I said, Chicago's magic wore off. That was a hell of a play. Caleb Williams, it looked like he was going to get sacked. It looked like he dropped back like 15 yards, and he was able to launch it into the end zone to Cole Kmet, which was weird because the safety or the DB was back there, and they were both like almost like basically standing in the end zone, and then the ball goes up. And like Kmet turns around, goes to the corner, and catches the ball. It's like, what was the safety doing, bro? You were in there with them, weren't you? Watching what's coming at you. But that was a heck of a play, man. But like I said, that fizzled out for him, man. You only have so many fourth quarter comebacks, and I think they were already at like 7 with the regular season, and they had the comeback game in the first playoff game they had.
Now you want to talk about a hopeful fan base? Here's a comment from a hopeful fan base right now. Stiddy is going to be throwing tutties tomorrow. Go Broncos. That is a hopeful fan base tomorrow, man.
So if you guys watch that Elway documentary on Netflix, you will give this team an opportunity possibly tomorrow. That was a great put together documentary. I will not lie about that. I was impressed with it. It was good. Just all about John Elway and the Broncos. And you remember guys that sitting there as kids watching this stuff.
For sure.
Even
But John Elway hasn't played in 30 years.
that's what I'm saying. But it's that the culture that stayed there in Denver.
I don't know, man. They you can say that all you want. He hasn't been there in 30 years. Talking about another tough break for a fan base, man. That was a tough break. And I don't even know. Did you see when he broke his ankle?
It was like the last play.
Yeah, it was like the last play too. He came off hobbling a little bit, but I mean, it probably still had adrenaline going. So when he came up off the sideline, it looked like he was all right. But I'm sure he still had that adrenaline going. But
when I got that push notification, I was like, what?
Yeah, after the game, I seen the same thing.
What?
I go, what just happened? I thought it was a hoax, but no, it wasn't. So, way to go out. Got your seasons. You're in the playoffs, and at the end of the game, that happens. It's like, oh man.
Oh, go Army beat Navy. So I got here real quick, Christopher. I have people in both Navy and Army, but my daughter's in the Navy. So go Navy. Anyways, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, how's she doing, Mike? Have you talked to her?
She is good. She's actually getting ready to go to California to a Marine base, and she'll be working in the hospital there. So
good for her, man. Glad she's doing good.
She is a tough SOB, that's for sure.
So notice how no Bronco fans blame Bosa for injuring Knicks. So I don't know if that's a shot at Browns fans for blaming Steelers, any of the Steelers for injuring Chubb or anything like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing though, is I don't think anybody really saw too much of there was nothing egregious. In that Chubb injury, that was egregious. The guy was the guy was hunting for Chubb.
No. I'd still disagree with that. I don't think he was hunting for Chubb. It just happened to be a low tackle at the goal line, and it happened. But that's what I mean. You're in this instance. In this instance, your guys are playing in the playoffs. You're going to play tough and hard.
I disagree, man. He was hunting for. Let me ask you this: was it Garrett's fault or Mason Rudolph's fault?
Both.
No, it was Mason's fault. It was Mason Rudolph's fault. It was one guy's fault.
Yeah, but what do they always say? It's always the second guy that gets in trouble, right?
The second guy that gets in trouble, man.
Oh, right. Listen, that old saying, it takes two to tango. Neither of them were right with whatever.
No, the one guy was, he was right. The only thing that he did wrong was he didn't take his head off with that helmet. There wasn't a decapitation on the field. That was the only thing that went wrong.
While I agree, you can't afford to have your best defensive player come out for 8 games. It was an 8-game suspension after that, right? Can't have that, man. You got to be the bigger man, and you are the bigger man. So
you got the pogo stick play when Felix Wright hit BB years ago, and he pogo sticked him. I call the Miles Rudolph thing. That's the whack-a-mole. That's the whack-a-mole play. Heard around the world. Chuck E. Cheese was proud. Oh, Chucky was out there like, yes, that's great. All right.
Oh yeah.
Instead of 5 weeks at Five Nights at Freddy's, they had to do 8 weeks at Miles.
Oh,
that's good.
I like that. But yeah, I have Patriots and the Seahawks, and the Seahawks winning it all. In my opinion, that Seahawks defense, man.
Yeah, they're pretty tough, dude. They're really tough.
With the Bronco or the Patriots, man. I mean, Drake May is having a phenomenal year, obviously an MVP candidate as well. And
I still don't buy into him yet, man.
I don't either. Chad does hardcore. Chad really likes him. I think Angel really likes him. And I like him. But
they're calling him Tom Brady, and it's only because of the logo on the side of his helmet. People, he's not there yet. I don't know if maybe he is. I don't know. It's just
he's there. If he wins the Super Bowl.
I was going to say if he goes to the Super Bowl and wins it, I guess he's there. But
he's there.
It takes a whole team.
He needs 5 more, 6 more Super Bowls to be there.
Well, this is what
if you get one Super Bowl, you're there. You're already there. I mean, if you have multiple Super Bowls, and then you got status. You're talking starting a dynasty over. But if you get to a Super Bowl, that's a big accomplishment,
No, for sure, man. Absolutely.
Right.
This is talking to a guy. This is coming from a guy that's a Browns fan that has never had a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So like,
we can't even get playoff wins, bro. That's
yeah, man. Yeah,
thing. All
we're
these other teams. I mean, like Buffalo, for example, they're firing their coach because they can't get to that next level in the playoffs. I wish we had a problem like that.
Oh, for sure, man.
It's
Like
crazy.
We're already in the problem.
The last time the
We're in a
Browns
problem,
had a divisional championship, I don't know, dude. I can't. There were no cell phones. You still had pay phones out there.
I was 4 years old.
I was 9. I don't think Logan was born yet.
No,
Angel wasn't either.
Angel was. Angel was wrong for that.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Chad wasn't, though. No way Chad was.
No, I think Chad was.
Really?
Yeah, I think we all were, actually. Everybody on the show except Logan.
Okay.
Logan's the baby of the show. Speaking of, he's at work today, so he is not on the show today. I forgot to mention that, but I was going to have that in the introduction, but Gary barked over it. So sorry, Logan. But yeah, don't have too much fun at work.
Christopher Collins down there says, Browns till I die. But this year, Seahawks taking it all. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking at Patriots, Seahawks. Gary, did you give your I didn't hear you. I might have not.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. Rams are gonna take it all.
Rams.
I want to see Stafford get one more before he hangs it up.
Yeah, he's still out there balling, man. Can't take nothing away from the dude. I remember that game where he came back against us. He took that hard hit. You remember that? He went down, looked like he took him out for a play or two. I thought he broke his shoulder. He might even have had an injury, but he came back, man, and he ended up beating us. I'm like, we can't even knock a quarterback out of the game. Not that they intentionally did that. It was just how he landed, and the guy landed on top of him. But I'm like, okay, Stafford's out. We got this in the bag. No, you don't, because here he comes back trotting out there. That dude's got some heart, man. He's tough.
Me quoting Gary, the Rams 764,000 to the Seahawks -42. Does that sound about right, guys?
Yeah, that's probably what will happen tomorrow. I'm gonna go on Kashi, and do my bet.
Oh, look at that. That's a shameless sponsor. Boom. Oh. So guys, we obviously know we are in the coaching deficit right now, and I'm going to call it a deficit because that's exactly what it is. I know Sam and myself are honestly over the whole coaching thing, and you guys are watching them just dwindle away. I'm going to go over something, and this is an overview on Google, so we're going to talk about the Rooney Rule first and get this out of the way, okay? So for the coaching thing, you have to at least have 2 face-to-face interviews with minorities or females. Failure to comply with the NFL's Rooney Rule, which requires interviewing at least 2 external minority candidates for head coach or senior football operation roles, results in severe penalties. As the commissioner discretion, consequences include significant fines. The Lions actually got fined $200,000 in 2003 for it. I'm sure that's much more now if you were to get fined. Loss of high value draft picks and potential invalidation of the hiring. You get financial team penalties. Teams could face substantial fines or forfeiture of draft picks. Hiring invalidation. The league has the authority to invalidate a coaching contract of the hiring process violated by the policy. Sham interview risks are conducting non-serious box-ticking interviews that meet the requirement that could lead to accusations of a mockery of the rule, as seen to the 22 Brian Flores lawsuit. I do not want to get into that on this show. Reputational damage. Teams may face public backlash and scrutiny for not acting in good faith to promote diversity in hiring. So we haven't. I guess we've had one minority. I don't know how we're going to count this, but it's not happening. Like the Miami Dolphins got their 2 over with and hired their head coach, and they're moving along now. Where we're down to pretty much 4 guys left for the job, and the possibilities seem to be endless. And there's one guy on our thumbnail that I did not put on there, and he was a Cleveland Brown at one point. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Todd Drunken Munkin Sam told him.
They're drunken monkin. Man, I don't know, man. I just
Isn't a munkin a fish? A munkin fish or something?
I remember Munkin City, like Munchkin City, but I just think he'd be a okay offensive coordinator. I don't know if I would put him up in a head coaching position because as long as he's been in the league, I think he's like 60 years old now, and he's never had anybody. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody's ever sought him as a head coach. So, and you've been in the league this long, and you don't have a head coaching position yet. Why would you want to give this old school cat a shot here? Offensive coordinator, okay. I like what they did with Lamar and how he was over there with Baltimore, but I don't know.
I'm going to make a plea with this organization. Can we stop rehiring people that we had in this organization, especially from like the times when like
the worst,
the word like this organization in the teens was the worst organization in the history of sports ever.
We have
0-16
and the worst
1-15, like the worst. We need to stop revisiting this time. Stop looking for the. I understand there are time. I understand that the organization was so bad that like we couldn't do anything right, and you have coordinators that like left and did good stuff other places, right? But like, don't bring them back. This was not. I don't know, man. Stop trying to date your ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you.
Stop it, man.
I'm with you on that, Gary. I'm always like, so they got the Rooney Rule. We should have as a fan base, we should have the no retread rule. We're done. Once you're gone from the organization, I don't think we don't need you back, man. We already had you. We need some fresh new faces, maybe some young blood.
If you left because we were successful and you got a promotion and we want to bring you back again, cool. If you left because this place was a dumpster fire, do not come back.
Well,
good luck to you, man. But like Mike McDaniel, I had him on my list as one of the top 3 just because I had to pick 3 coaches last week. But like, why would he want to come back? Why would you, if you're Mike McDaniel, if you're Todd Monken, other than the fact that you're not getting an interview with anybody else, why would you want to come back here? You remember being the offensive coordinator under Freddie Kitchens?
He was a wide receiver coach.
Wasn't he the offensive coordinator as well?
Not
under
Cleveland.
Kitchens?
I don't believe in Cleveland he was.
Whatever it was. He was you were a staffer under Freddie Kitchens. I thought he was the offensive coordinator.
I don't know. I'm looking it up now to make sure.
Yeah, look it up. Whatever he was.
Yeah, wide receivers coach from 14 to 15. I believe he was here for a year under. The offensive coordinator was Kyle Shanahan at that time.
No, man, but he was here under Kitchen. You're talking about McDaniel. I'm talking about Monken.
Oh, you said McDaniel.
I've gone back and forth.
He went back to Monken on.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. All right, yeah, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, all right, I'm sorry.
So why would you, if you're Monken, why would you want to come back? Even if you're McDaniel's the one that made the PowerPoint.
If you were Monken and you're 60 years old, you're starting to get up there. Money would bring you back.
Yeah, but those guys are making good money.
But if you get a head coaching job, you got a chance to make millions, man. For
sure. So. But like, are you making that much more that like you're ready? I mean, this because at that age, this is your last job. This is your last job.
Do I want the Browns to invest in a 60-year-old offensive coordinator? No. As a head coach? No.
This is your last job if you're Todd Monken and you take the head coaching job. You are not going to coach after this.
I'm going to
after they fire you in a year. This is your last job.
Quick Clips says not having expectations will mentally erode a fan base. Unbelievable. Quick Clips, I know you are a Shedeur fan and now a new Browns fan. But if you've been here since 1999 and seen what this franchise has gone through, you would understand why our hopes are little to none. we get hyped up every year to see complete failure happen right in front of us. So it's expected, but you know what? We're real fans, so we keep it real, and that's what we're going to continue to do, whether you like it or not, man. It's the way the cookie crumbles, man. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not a
but
huge
here-
fan of Todd Monken. Sorry.
Christopher Collins says, they're seeing the Browns as a last-ditch effort. And that's what Monken is seeing this as. And that's not what I want.
It brings it back, man. Who wants to come to this disaster? It's a disaster.
Well, that's the thing is like right now, I don't think
maybe a young guy will go, you know what? I get a chance that hasn't been a head coach yet, like a Dinsky or something like that. Maybe that can be enticing to them. Getting an opportunity to finally be a head coach, and maybe it's only like a 2-year deal to where they can go. But
Sam, I don't think right now it is a disaster. I think that you got some stuff with Shadur Sanders, but I don't want somebody here that was here when it was a disaster.
No, I
don't want this. I don't want this to be a disaster again. I think you've got some good stuff that you can build on here. You got a good defense.
It's got to say something about your organization when you guys got guys turning down to even come here for an interview.
But those guys that are turning it down are getting head coaching jobs and other, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I still want to bring up too, everybody, Browns fans, don't trip. Angel kind of put up something too. Everybody's tripping about the head coaching thing, but there's still other teams out there that haven't got a head coach yet. There was 10 altogether, I believe, but right now you still got Bills, Steelers, Cardinals, and Raiders, and our Browns that are still in the hunt for head coaching positions. So, I'm not hitting a panic button, on that. Hopefully they do their due diligence and then, they pick the best guy here. So like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 other teams out there and us that are still looking for head coaches at the moment.
You know what kind of pisses me off, and I'm going to be completely blunt and honest about this, is the fact that these coaches that come here and make millions and say they're oh so great, and you could build a team. Why wouldn't you want to come to the worst and show what you're capable of?
Because it's not like it used to be, man. You used to get a chance to come in and you would rebuild, and that's what you would build your legacy on. It is now you come in the NFL, dude. You get 2 years, you get a year or two, and then you're out, and then good luck getting another shot. That's not what it is.
So we're the dumpster fire that brings people here to just end their careers, pretty much.
Well, no, the NFL is a dumpster. The NFL is filled with dumpster fires, man.
Or they do a halfway lightweight good job while they're here, and they go on to bigger and better grasses. Brighter glasses at some of these guys that are leaving here.
Yeah, dude. It's the NFL's a meat grinder. This isn't about This isn't about like the NFL is about come in, turn it around, and win now. You don't get credit for coming in and turning. You don't get the time to come in and turn it around. This isn't like you're thinking too altruistically. That's not the reality. You don't get that time. Which is
this franchise doesn't have an option. You're going to have to give somebody 2 to 3 years to rebuild an entire offense. We're in a soft rebuild. It's time to. You're going to have to sit on somebody and let them work. You're going to have to.
Well, meanwhile, though, like you say that like this, it has to, but like next year if we hire a head coach and they're not winning, people are going to be wanting to fire that coach.
But yeah, people.
It's still possible to find the right guy because it's happened. Okay, so we got Ben Johnson. Okay, over in Chicago. Before they hired Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears interviewed 17 different people. Okay, that's a lot. And then they went on Ben Johnson. Now, Ben Johnson went there. He did great with Caleb Williams, and look where they were at. They were doing spectacular. So it is possible, It's almost like Jaden Daniels. You're getting that rookie quarterback that ended up shining that year. He was like, you're a diamond in the rough. So, like I said, Ben Johnson, they, after 17 different people ahead of him, they picked him, and look where they were at. So it is possible.
They had high draft pick quarterbacks that the organizations had to go with because of where they were drafted. We have Shadur Sanders, who I believe in, and I think that they should go with. But he was but when it comes down to it, he's a 5th round quarterback that they're looking for an excuse not to go with. You know what I mean?
Or maybe they we talked about it. Maybe they bridge him again, like they should have, and give him an opportunity to grow and develop,
Bro,
instead of just putting him right out there.
That opportunity's passed. He's on the field now.
Well, I think Deshaun Watson's starting next year, but that's my opinion.
That's anything's possible. We don't know what's going to happen with the new coach coming in.
I'm with you, Gary. I don't want it. I can't stand the guy. I really can't. I didn't like the whole trade. I talked about it many times. I'm done talking about it, but he's still on there. You still got to pay him, and they probably want to put him out there and get some kind of value out of him.
He is the most expensive backup the NFL has ever seen next year.
He's the most.
Yeah. He is the most expensive backup. He is the number. And if you can get a number 2 guy to make him the number 3, he is the crazy expensive number 3 quarterback. And it's
that bench he's riding's made out of gold. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
Man. I said it before, guys. I don't care, honestly, who is the quarterback next year. I want the best guy available on this roster, whether that be Deshaun Watson, whether that be Shedeur Sanders. I would like to see more Shedeur Sanders after this draft, see what happens. But whoever it is, whether or not we pick up a veteran, I don't think we're going to draft another quarterback, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. But with this franchise, again, it's something that's just always in the unknown. You never know what we're going to do. So, but I think going into next year with the new coach, I want to talk about a certain coach here first, and we're not going to say the best for last this show, but I think realistically, in my opinion, is the Grant Udinski coming in young. I'm so sick of we got to live the NFL stereotypes and bring in this old head that knows everything. And it's never the case when you got this young kid that could read an offense and a defense phenomenally and is very, very smart and turn the Jaguars around, which was, I'm not going to say a poverty franchise like we were, but they were not the greatest team by far.
We've never had a coach that was.
What was that, Chad? Sam.
I was going to say, because you said us fan. No, you said us fan, or some people want an old head coach to come in here. That's because we want to win. And we know if they're a proven coach, it's got wins. Because Browns fans, I don't know about you guys, we want wins now. We've been sitting around waiting and not getting any of that. So you're enticed by an older player like a Mike McCarthy. People have been throwing out John Gruden. A coach with a winning record. I'm just using McCarthy as an example, but you want that, and he's a quarterback's developer. Maybe if you're keeping Shedeur, you want that, but you want to start winning games. They think that if we bring in an old head coach, we're going to start winning games right away, which I don't know. We don't know. It could work. It could not work. But we've talked about it a lot. A lot of this problems is bringing it up again is the meddling. The meddling is, I think, already turned some of these guys away, point blank. They're like, you know what?
Yeah.
And I'll touch on it real quick. We're like the only team that has this crazy interviewing process. Okay. They're taking psych evaluations of guys. They're doing, they got to write an essay.
They have to write essays.
Yeah.
Do homework.
Bro, if you're on a plane and you're jumping around, say you're McDaniel, you're jumping around, you're checking out Buffalo, you're checking out, the Ravens, whoever called you up, and then you're on a plane and you're like, hey, Browns want to, oh yeah, you know what? I think I'll talk to them. Okay, well, before you get there, they need an essay written out. They need a what? And then you got to sit down with their psyche eval people. Then you got to do some jumping jacks and see how many push-ups you can do. No, I'm not doing that.
These types of folks are Chad folks. And they ruin every industry. You have to write the essays and do all this homework and all this other garbage. And while they're doing that, other people are just doing their jobs and being successful. They're so worried about analytics and all this other stuff that they're missing the point of they're gathering all this data that doesn't matter. Do you understand football? Can you lead men?
It matters to an extent. It does.
No. Whether you can write an essay or not about why you want to be the coach of the Browns does not matter.
Yeah, I'm not saying that makes sense. What I'm saying
You
is the NFL
doing homework and writing an essay. What? Get
the NFL,
get out of here, dude.
the NFL as a whole is changing. And I am, like I said, I'm so sick of the stereotypical crap. Why do you have to have this? Why do you have to have that to be a legitimate team in the NFL? You don't. How about you move the chains by doing something completely different and watching it happen and probably evolve into something new where you're bringing younger coaches in that could be here for 30 or 40 years and build a winning franchise. It's possible, man. Anything's possible in this league, right?
Yeah, like I said, Ben Johnson. I mean, 2 years ago, Jaden Daniels came out and he went to the playoffs his first year. There's possibilities. I'm kind of leaning, because we're not looking at McCarthy. We're not looking at, I didn't want Gruden here, but we're not conducting interviews with any of these, top names. Harbaugh was not even on the table. We're not
I'm gonna write
doing
an
that.
essay.
We're not doing that now. So what are we left with? Hey,
I'm gonna write an essay.
Maybe it's time for a young guy to step up and step in there.
It's time to write an essay, guys, about how the reasons to send the Browns to Baltimore. So Baltimore has 2 Browns franchises as punishment for taking the first Browns franchise.
I honestly think that they're overthinking this process. It's way too much going on. Just the evaluations and stuff. I understand that you want to make sure that you're taking every avenue to make sure you got the right guy, but none of these other teams are doing this. And obviously you have the biggest, your biggest analytics when Podesta came here. They built that. That was a big framework. That was like their framework. Well, it's not working. It didn't work. So maybe don't do that no more. Simplify it and get you a coach. Quit messing around. It's crazy. McDaniel don't want to come. Well, I thought he said he was going to come back for another interview. Well, he said, no, he's not doing an essay. Blame the guy. It's crazy.
I wouldn't want to do an essay either. I had a rough week in general. So, I mean, you guys know what's going on with me, but
are you going to write an essay about it?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to send it right to you. I'm going to write it on toilet paper though, for you.
Not so that way, I'll read
morning dump. Yeah.
My morning dump.
He'll definitely read that. I am over the whole coaching thing. There is a possibility that one of these guys, my main guy right now, Grant Uditsky, is actually interviewing with the Bills as well. So that kind of puts a dump on us with the possibility of picking that kid up. I mean, if you guys had a choice, to be honest, you're a head coach, right? The Cleveland Browns are showing vast interest in you, and you've had your second interview, and then boom, here comes the Bills with the way they've been playing.
With Josh Allen,
James Cook, all them guys. Like they're a built team. Where would you want to go? Especially your first year as a head coach. What would you pick?
Yeah. You're going
any of these coaches.
Dude, you're Nate Scalise, right? And you're going to be in the NFC Championship at the least, Super Bowl at the most. And that Bills job is open. And the Browns are waiting on that. I mean, I feel like the Browns are counting on this guy to be their head coach. He's like their sleeper. What's that?
Whatever.
Talking about Schillenhouse?
Schillenhouse. Or how do you say his name? I thought it was.
I think it's Schillenhouse. That's who you're. Yeah.
There's not even an N in his name. What are you talking about?
There's no N.
It's one of them weird names.
Shieldhouse.
Shieldhouse.
So the Browns are like waiting on this guy, right? But when this guy can interview next week, who are you going to interview with? The Browns or the Bills? Which goes back to the refs last week. I mean, the refs screwed the Browns. Going back to this, if the refs take a look at that call and they call that thing a reception, which it was, the Browns may have a better job, may have an easier job looking for a head coach. I think it's all a conspiracy. It's all a conspiracy against the Browns, dude.
I see what you're saying. If they ruled that a catch, McDermott would still have his job. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, McDermott's still the head coach.
Right, and then we don't have another team here looking for a coach. I got what you're saying. That's what you're putting down.
Oh, he's putting down the morning dump right now. That's what he's doing.
I am. I'm putting Cleveland ketchup all over it, so at least it tastes a little better.
He's actually sitting on a toilet.
He's sitting on a toilet.
Ain't got to go nowhere. Got this.
Splattering out that bearded bastard barbecue sauce.
But yeah, you have also obviously the Ravens job is taken by Jesse Minter, so that was also one that just fell right off the shelf again. You have an opportunity to get somebody that shows some promise as well, but boom, the Ravens saw it and picked him up right away.
Well,
right away, but
if you're that guy, if you're Minter, Browns, Jackson,
Ravens,
Browns, Jackson. Same thing's going to happen with Allen.
Yeah, but
you take the job that has the quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, but here, I'm sorry, real quick, Jackson. Okay. And then if you had to pick between a quarterback, Jackson and Allen, two guys that can't make it in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the playoffs. They make it to the playoffs, but can't make it.
Well, they're very similar quarterbacks. They're two guys that they're too big. They're two linebackers at quarterback. They get hurt. That either get hurt. So, they're a little different. Right, so Jackson gets hurt because he's really a linebacker taking guys on, and then Allen is the same thing, but then he turns the ball over, So it's, but a lot of big time quarterbacks turn the ball over as well, So I don't know, but I would take either one of them. Lamar Jackson's a 2-time league MVP.
I'll tell you what,
you got to be able, like, if you can't take a 2-time MVP and figure out a way to win with him, that's not on the 2-time MVP. You got to figure out a way to win with him, and that's why Harbaugh's out. He had a great. Listen, man, Harbaugh is a great coach. He was there 18 years. He won a Super Bowl, but you've got to if you have a league MVP at quarterback, you have to figure out a way to win with him.
Well, I agree.
That's it. That's all.
I agree, but if this is a kind of a hard pill to swallow as a coach, I mean, you have a quarterback that is good, that could throw picks, and he could run the ball when needed. He can get out of the pocket and make plays happen still, but since when is the coach throwing the ball?
Yeah, but the coach is calling the play.
Yeah, it's your job to execute the play.
Yeah, it's still, you have to figure, you can't fire the quarterback, you fire the coach. That's the way it is.
This is a double-edged sword argument. Either way it goes, it is. By far, it's a double-edged sword. It's either way, you're wrong and you're right, and you're right and you're wrong. So it doesn't matter for that question, to be honest. We could just move along.
You're going to go back and forth on it, but that's what it is, though. Whether my opinion or your opinion or Sam or whoever's opinion, that's how it is. And that's why Harbaugh lost his job. And that's why McDermott lost his job. And these organizations will always pick the quarterback over the coach, especially if it's a young quarterback or a quarterback in their prime. They will always pick that quarterback over the coach because you can replace the coach. You cannot replace that quarterback.
Right. And Lamar just got that big deal last year. He just got that big deal. They're not going to get, what I'm saying? They're not even going to even think about that. So, yeah, you're not going to.
How many generations have we spent trying to find that quarterback?
How many generations have we spent trying to find that coach?
You don't even know, but you may or may not have had that coach, but you don't know because you never had that quarterback. You don't know. You never know whether you have that coach until you have that quarterback.
The last quarterback I think that we had that was worth getting us going places and feeling like we're going to get to the Super Bowl was Bernie Kosar. That's how many moons ago was that?
I think Vinny was, but they moved the team. They moved the team. They never had a shot. I think if you keep Vinny and Belichick together, and you let them mature together. In the 90s, you had something together. But dude, you never, you know, that's not the way things worked out, and you never know. But
and another parallel universe, maybe that did happen,
Yeah.
and then we have like 10 Super Bowl dynasty. So I don't know.
Yeah, that just never happens.
No, not for us.
Look at
Not
the
for us,
Patriots.
man.
You lost Belichick. I'm sorry, you lost Tom Brady. Belichick stayed for how many years after that and couldn't win after Brady left?
And how many quarterbacks?
But they had the coach.
Have we had since '99? 40 something.
Yeah, but that shows that like they had the coach, right? But they lost the quarterback, right? So you never know if you have the coach until you have the quarterback. You need the quarterback, and that's it. That's it. That's all. You always choose the quarterback, man. The quarterbacks are generational. Coaches, no matter how good they are, maybe in the 1960s and the 1970s, the coaches are generational. They're not anymore. These guys make millions of dollars. They choose whether or not they listen to these guys. These coaches don't have the iron fist anymore. These coaches are not the guys in charge. Hell, the general managers are not the guys in charge anymore. Do you remember the general managers used to pick the coaches? General manager used to be here and the coach used to be here. Now these coaches are picking the general managers.
In some cases, but now we have the Cleveland Browns general manager picking the coach with ownership.
Got the owner doing that
for this year unless Andrew Berry, he doesn't have the draft picks correct, and then next year you're going to have him fired and the head coach picking the general manager. It's not a real structure here. It's not a real organizational structure. It's it's whoever's buddying up to Haslam. It's whoever Haslam is believing in that moment. It's not a real organizational structure. That's not a real organizational structure.
It's
not real. If you work in any organization, you don't you may replace guys in the organization, but you don't just change the structure every time you change the person. You don't reorganize every single time.
When we're in the shoes that we're in, and you have very little choice,
it's almost like we're not out there picking. We got guys that might pick to come here. We've already had guys turn us down. It's millions of dollars, but you got no quarterback over there. You guys are just a losing record, and it seems like it's in shambles. It seems like it's a dumpster fire over there. So, like you said, who wants to come here? Minner went to. He said, "No, I'm good. I'll go with the Ravens. I'll go with Lamar."
I would go with the old Browns too.
So, these are $1 million. Going to be, coach is going to make millions of dollars to come here, but these guys are like, nah, I'm good. Let me see what else is out there. So, like I said, you still got. If you'd have told me in the beginning of the season that there was going to be some coaching changes in the AFC North, I'd have said, yeah, Kevin Stefanski probably at the end of the season, if he doesn't have a winning season or look better than we've had, I would have never guessed. You'd have told me, well, it ain't just going to be Stefanski. It's going to be Tomlin. No way. Really? If Pittsburgh finally had enough of him over there, having winning seasons but no playoff wins. Oh, it gets better, man. Harbaugh out too. What? No way. So the coach that's sticking around, Cincinnati's coach, that's crazy.
Well, what happened with Tomlin, though? He lost his quarterback.
Yeah.
Big Ben got old and hurt and then retired.
Yeah, and they've been in a quarterback slump just as, much as not as much as we have, but that's what's plaguing them now. So
and even at the end of Big Ben was hurt and he wasn't Big Ben anymore. You know what I mean? Like Tomlin, for the second half of Tomlin's tenure there, he hasn't really had really hasn't a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, we get it. Quick clips for sure.
Quick clips.
That.
Quick clips.
That, but
I want Shador to be the quarterback. We're not even talking about quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
I want Shador to be the quarterback, man. We're talking about coaches.
Let's talk about this. McDermott is an offensive minded, as he would work great with Shador. Listen, guys, So obviously McDermott has 0 interviews right now. Could this be like a diamond in the rough? Something that's not being. We're not obviously talking about it because he has no teams as of right now. And pretty much seems like Jim Schwartz is staying, and I think him and Jim Schwartz would work very well together. I'm hoping, because now we have to find a head coach and an offensive coordinator. Let McDermott come in there and pick his own.
Mike, real quick, I just need to back up here. I want to address quick clips. Nobody is saying that Shador cannot be the quarterback, but he is a kid that played 7 games. So when we're talking about you need a quarterback, you don't know whether or not he is the quarterback. You got people rooting for him to be the quarterback. I want more than anything in the whole world for Shador Sanders to be the quarterback. Let me tell you about what I think about Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders, this kid, he wants for nothing. He's not a kid that's I think is gonna rake you over the coals for money, because he doesn't need it, right? He's not looking. He doesn't have a lot of outside pressures. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're not talking to me. I'm just telling you in general. This is what a lot of people. This is for the people in Cleveland that are rooting for him, man. Is it like people are rooting for him here in Cleveland, dude? Like, people want him to be the quarterback here, dude. People want Shador Sanders. He's just we don't know. That's all. Go ahead.
He's all we got right now. People ain't going after Gabriel. We already seen what he can do, which wasn't that great.
Shador Sanders makes throws, man.
And we got Watson. And we have Zappy. I think that was our active roster towards the end. And so there is no high hope guy besides Shador.
Yeah, and Shador Sanders makes throws, man, that we have been waiting decades for guys to make those kinds of throws.
I've talked about it. I see him reading defenses. He seemed to be getting better at that as he got more play time. You know, we're also talking about a guy that didn't have like first team reps. Yeah, and I don't expect a guy like that, you know, who should have been at the time, I think, the 3rd string. I don't expect him to get a bunch of first team reps, but you would have thought, because anything can happen. We went through 5 quarterbacks one season, that they would at least gave him a little bit of time with the ones, but they didn't. So all his learning was coming in game. So, and I feel like as I started watching him a little bit more, it looked like he was picking up more. He was getting used to the speed.
Yeah.
He was layering defenses with the football.
Did you say layering? Oh man, I never mind.
Layering, like over the linebacker and you know, in front of the safety type stuff. But we were seeing 30-yard passes and stuff where we were getting downfield, which we had to sit there and watch Gabriel struggle with a 5-yard pass play, you know, and a 10-yard pass play. He threw 10 yards. It was like, wow, cool, awesome, that's great.
Well, according to some other people on the show, if you can't come in and adapt right off the bat as a rookie, you're not what they like to see. So,
well, it's because they're not ready. Well, dude, those people also want you writing essays. So maybe if Shador can write an essay about how to be a quarterback, he'll do better.
Yeah, that's possible. But anyways, back to the coaching stuff before Gary rudely interrupted everything and went on a Shador rant. I think McDermott would be a great fit here. I would hope, if the possibility comes up, that he writes a damn good essay and becomes a Cleveland Browns head coach. As an offensive mind, I think that's great. I want an offensive mind. I would like, my personal opinion again, I would like Jim Schwartz to stay as the defensive coordinator. And I think he would work well with McDermott. And obviously people have the argument of, if Udinski were to come here, that he's such a younger guy than Jim Schwartz that it wouldn't work right. Well, get your head out of where and make it work. You have a job. I don't care if the kid's younger than you. Clearly, he might be better than you because you didn't do great in Detroit as a head coach. And I'm not saying he can't do it here, but bring on something new, guys. New.
Yeah, but that's not the way you go in. That's not the way you go into something like that.
Stereotypically, you don't. Yes, but
but you don't like. But you don't. That's not how you keep a guy here. You go, oh, you did garbage in Detroit, so you you don't get the job and you
gave him
stay,
the
you know what I
interview.
mean? Like
That's what you
that-
needed to do, and you did that.
yeah, but that's not how you do that. At that point, it's like
You pull him aside and talk to him like, hey, dude, you are doing great where you're at. We're going to keep you there. We're going to bring in this young blood kid. You could work with him. Let's make this work as a team.
I don't know, man. If he is not the head coach, I don't know, man.
He could be the next. He could be our savior and be the next McVay.
That kid
Yeah.
could, but I'm talking about what I'm brain farting now.
Jim Schwartz.
Like if Schwartz, I just don't know. Maybe Schwartz loves it here, man. But like if Schwartz is it, you know, here's the thing: Schwartz is nobody's stopping him from getting head coaching interviews anywhere else, right? So, you know, the Browns have him by the balls there in the way that, like, we're not going to let you go unless you are getting a head coaching position. So here, interview anywhere else. You interviewed with the Ravens, you can interview anywhere else. We don't have to let you go, right? But I don't think that, like, you know, I just don't know that you bring in somebody so young like that. I just don't know. I'm not saying that you don't. I just don't know that you do. You know, I don't think that the Jaguars have the sustained success that this guy has. I just don't know if they have the sustained success. I think the Rams have. I think somebody under McVay, that's some sustained success that you could talk about bringing somebody in, and he's still young.
Where did McVay start?
I get it, but not everybody's McVay. That's a diamond in the rough that you can't. The exception is not the
not
rule.
everybody's Freddie Kitchens. Not everybody's Hugh Jackson.
But Hugh Jackson's totally different. Hugh Jackson was not a young guy. But the moment you start treating the exception as the rule is when you become the Browns.
Exception is the rule of bringing in some old guy that's probably not going to work. Why not try something new? Like
The guy from the Rams isn't the old guy?
Well, what I'm saying is, why not try something new and see if it works? What do we have to lose, guys? Literally, what do we have to offer a head coach? Hey, we have Myles Garrett and we have a top 3 defense. We have a new stadium coming. We have a new stadium coming. We have a rookie quarterback coming into his second year. Yeah,
you have a lot. The thing that you don't have to offer is the poor history over the last 25 years, right? What you do have to offer is you do like this. You have a lot of money coming off the books. You do have what could be a bright future here.
A lot of money coming off the books. We're in debt till 28.
Yeah, dude, that's like yes. That's a lot, and that's coming up. Yes, and that's like very soon.
Yeah, so build with what you have now. Some rookie head coach, pretty much.
But you don't want to do it with a rookie. In my opinion, you don't want to do it with a rookie head coach. You want to do it with somebody who knows how to build who knows how to build a winning culture, so that when that money comes off the books, you have a good culture.
I'm willing to take the risk.
I'm done with those. I mean, you are taking a risk no matter what you do.
Unfortunately, Gary, it doesn't look like that's going to happen because all these top name guys ain't coming here. They're not even wanting an interview. That's what stinks. So it looks like we're left with younger guy coming up. That's what it looks like to me. You know, I mean, we're not going to get a top name here. It's just not. It's not in the cards. I mean, within the last week, to me, it looks like that's been dwindling for the last 2 weeks. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. This guy don't even want to have a sit down. You might, like you said, McDermott's still out there. You know, McCarthy's still out there, but I don't think that the Browns are going to go for them type of guys. I think they might want to go ahead and get a younger guy in here, and they want to pick the right younger guy. So. That are used to writing essays because they just got out of college. I don't know, but so
I don't know.
Whoa.
We're obviously all over the coaching hunt, and I can't wait for it to be over so we could actually have a show about one guy instead of talking about Five Guys burgers. I mean, Five Guys, other random dudes.
I'm the one that's scared of the young guy. Quick clips. These guys aren't. I'm the one that's scared.
No, I think Chad is scared too. Chad does not like the fact that we're gonna possibly bring this kid in at all. Sorry, Gary.
It's okay.
Chad doesn't. I think Angel's kind of right there with Udinski being the head coach. Not trying to speak for anybody, but I think Angel's pretty high on Udinski as well. I mean, the only thing we have to fix is an offense. Why would you bring in a defensive coordinator for a head coaching job when a team needs an offense? You're in a building process of building an offense. Let's bring in a defensive guy. And let's take our defensive coordinator and possibly, I mean, which is you have to interview him. You got to work within first, obviously, right? That makes sense. But I would not pull him from what he's doing when he is doing phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball and apparently knows defense. When you could bring in somebody like Udinski that can read a defense and is an offensive mind. Just watch the Jaguars this year, guys. Offensive coordinator, he had a big role.
You know who hasn't gotten an interview yet?
Oh, Coach Prime.
No, the Raiders are still. Or no, I mean, man, I was going to say, Prime can go to. He can go to Atlanta, and then we can get rid of Shador, and then Shador can be a Falcon like his dad was.
I'm already pretty sure he said he's going to stay at Colorado. I don't think that's even an option at the moment, but you never know.
And that's that's a funny thing, but I don't. That's the thing. I don't want to get rid of Shador, man. I want him here. I will be angry if they don't give him a real shot. If they don't give Shador a real shot.
I agree. Like I said before, and I don't want to spend the whole rest of the show talking about Shador. No matter what quarterback you bring here with this offensive line and the wide receivers that we have, I've said it a million times. I don't think anybody would be phenomenal. You would never make it to a playoff game, and that's why you have a draft. And the draft coming up this year, Andrew Berry's going to either shine or whine because this is a make or break year for him. Obviously, I think it's going to be over for him if there's not massive improvement. And we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to sit back and watch, and have what's gonna happen is we're gonna build up all this charisma again, and it's gonna be a big deal because we got 2 offensive linemen and 1 wide receiver in the draft, and then Andrew Berry's gonna have to come in and pick up some undrafted free agents, and we're gonna have camp coming up. And that's when things are going to get interesting. When we know who the coach is, when we know after the draft who we have. I can't wait to talk about people that are actually on the team. That's what's going to make it fun again.
Dude, at least we're not interviewing Phillip Rivers. That's all I got to
say. Dude, I saw that yesterday. I'm like, whoa. The guy was in a uniform a couple weeks ago.
He's got head coaching experience.
Yeah, now he's going to be a
in
head
high
coach.
School. He's got a high school head coaching experience.
Man, yes, the best offensive lines are in the playoffs this weekend, and that's what we have to build first. You guys, hopefully everybody understands the most important part of an offense is an offensive line and your quarterback. But to protect your quarterback, you need an offensive line. For your quarterback to make plays, you need good wide receivers, people that can get open and catch the ball. We don't have that. We don't. So once we fix those issues, I think Shador will be able to shine. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback in the NFL and maybe never will be. But nobody you bring here will be great with the way this offense is right now. Defense wins championships, guys. The Browns have completely abolished that statement.
We're going to wake up. And there's going to be Browns got their headline. Browns got their coach. Browns bring in Tyrone Biggums from the Chappelle Show. It's going to be – I just have a bad feeling, man, that we're all going to be like – it's going to be somebody from left field, and we're all going to go, come on, dude. What? Here we go. After all the essays in the psych evaluations, we end up with a Tyrone Biggums.
Yeah, what
Brandon Leftwich
Harry
or Byron
does bring up
Leftwich?
something. Whatever happened to Byron Leftwich? Wasn't he like a hot offensive coordinator candidate that was going to be a head coach? And then I haven't heard about him in the last couple of years.
I don't
Neither
know.
have I.
Yeah, I'm quarterback days. That's all I remember of him.
Good talk,
Yeah.
guys.
Good talk. I don't know.
talk.
I got nothing on Leftwich. What about Leftwich?
Yeah, Harry, tell us.
Clark.
Tell us about Leftwich.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Leftwich,
Harry,
a man which left the
give us a little
NFL.
school. Yeah,
Harry Clark, tell us about Byron Leftwich.
he's probably
What happened to him?
He's bagging groceries. I heard at Aldi's. I don't know. Oh, that's right. They don't bag groceries at Aldi's. You got to bring your own box. That's right. I just ring stuff up.
I hope quick clips. I'm going to touch with this real quick. I hope Shador comes out next year and shines and has a great year so we could rub it in everybody's face, because there's stats wise, obviously not well. Play wise, from what I've seen this year out of that kid, shows potential to me. Other guys, not so much on a show, because some people are so into stats and they think that that's a rookie's life. He's going to be the bottom of the barrel. I don't think people take into consideration all the other factors that come to playing a football game. It's not just one man. One man isn't going to make a dramatic difference. I mean, in the quarterback spot, yes. But when there's potential and it's his rookie year, you can't dog the guy. There's been plenty of rookies that had a bad year and came in and conquered their second, third, fourth, fifth, wound up staying with the team.
Look at
All right,
Trevor Lawrence.
gentlemen, I'll be right back.
Trevor
I have
Lawrence.
to take a morning dump.
Yeah, do your thing.
Cool.
Look at look at Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he started coming into it. They're actually, he looked good, and now he's kind of calling his own plays in the huddle. They got so many plays the offensive coordinator sends down, and they got backup plays. And then I think that I heard that he has like 15 audible plays that he can call if he sees something different in the defense. And then look how well he did. But how long did that take for him to start showing his development? So I mean, it happens,
And not only that, with a new coach coming in, no matter who this coach is, we're not going to be predictable. That's what's going to surprise teams this year. Hopefully, we're not going to be the old Kevin Stefanski running up the middle when you got 9 guys in the box, like just stupid stuff that Stefanski did. Smart coach, yes, man, but for sustainability reasons, I wish he would have kind of stayed. And
we're going to see what happens.
50-50 with him being gone.
Well, we're going to see, we'll see what happens with him and the change of scenery. He's down in Atlanta, because the way they got Penix over there, I think that's their guy. I think that's who they're going with, Michael Penix. But I don't know. We'll see how he does. I mean, I'm curious to see, change of scenery, if he can bring a team around. And then the next headline would be like, we all should have kept him, when everybody was like, we should get rid of him. And I was one of those guys. I was just tired of the Stefanski losing seasons, man.
Everybody in the comments, are you guys going to be watching Falcons games this year to see the outcome? You're just going to watch the highlights and see the record.
Especially when they play Tampa twice.
Oh, yeah, man. We brought that up on Tuesday.
man? Let me hit on this real quick, man. Like, I like Baker. I like Baker. I'm not a Baker boy. I wasn't going to go, sell the farm on Baker. I'm not that, but it was exciting when he got here, unlocked the coolers. It was somebody that had some guts, wanted to be a gunslinger. And then, Stefanski departs, and then Baker is like, you know what? I never was waiting for my text or my phone call. I never got that. I was expecting him to get a hold of me. And it's like, you know what? If you were so worried about it, one, why are you talking about it now? I when I heard about this, I'm like, all I could think of is this dude's acting like Johnny Manziel. You want to talk trash and talk some stuff. I want to use other words. That's how I can't stand Johnny Manziel. I'm really trying here, so I'm gonna bleep myself. But he's a doo-doo stain, man. Like, shut your mouth And then Baker was reminding me of that with his comments. It's like if you felt that way, why didn't you say something a long while ago? You've been out of here for how long? Move along, man. You know, I'm gonna hear you. I just didn't want to hear it, man. Yeah, we got to face me 2 times this year, coach. He's probably gonna kick the shit out of you. So there's that. Because you know what? As we're watching Baker in Tampa, his winning percentage isn't as it's not that great like when he was up here. I mean, he did okay. He's mediocre.
He's under 500 there.
Right. So I mean,
he's under
he's in
500
there.
his whole career. I made a photo real quick the other day, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. When Stefanski beats Mayfield, this is what's gonna happen. AI was horrible on this one. They put actually the Galcors on the back of Baker's helmet, so it's like the Buccaneers and Falcons at the same time. But boom, thank you AI. Just,
Yeah, that's
man,
good. That's good. It's just it rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, you know what, if you felt that way, and you know what, here's another thing too. you wanted a phone call or you wanted a text message. Well, the phone works 2 ways too, dude. You could have nipped this in the bud that long ago, or you could have said something, when you got down to Tampa, if you were so upset with somebody, but you want to do it now that the guy's moving on and now he's in your division. So it's like, come on, man. Like I said, I got shades of Manziel when he was saying that, and it's like, I don't know. I thought less of him for sure than I've ever felt.
Listen, man, none of us were in the buildings in Berea, right? But like Dale Ryder comes out and starts talking about some of the things that he observed while he was in those buildings. And and he's got the VP of football operations trying to do things to help Baker, and Baker telling him to go F himself. Right? Like Baker wasn't necessarily the nicest dude. He was kind of a piece of garbage to a lot of people in that building. So have you had a coworker before that was a piece of garbage that gets fired?
Oh, I got plenty of them.
You know what I mean? Do you text them after they get fired?
Oh yeah.
Or call them? No, dude. Yeah. They're gone.
I text them the middle finger emoji.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, why would anybody in that building call you or text you if you're an a-hole to everybody in that building?
We were texting each other the other day, guys, real quick, that I said, you know what, there's a certain kind of cockiness that you want on a team, especially if you're the quarterback. You want some arrogance there. It's kind of rough and tough, but if you are subpar play and you're being as cocky as you are, you kind of better hold yourself back a little bit there, guy, because you kind of look like an idiot.
You don't
want like Johnny Manziel.
You don't want you want confidence, man. Cockiness is not. You don't want cocky. You want confidence. There's a difference between confidence and cockiness. You want confidence, man. There's nothing wrong with being confident. No matter how good you are, you don't have to be an a-hole. And there's no reason to be an a-hole. Doesn't matter how good you are. You don't have to be an a-hole. Write an essay about that.
Well, you just show that I mean, to me, that just shows like when Johnny Manziel was badmouthed in Cleveland this season. You're not taking accountability for any of your actions, dude. Did the organization, maybe they did, it's a joke, but did they make you go drink and drive? And you chose to do that. That was you, and then, so going to Baker running at the gums, you got your shoulder busted up, and you were on a contract year. So you wanted to keep playing. I think they should have kept Case Keenum in there, but that's my opinion. But Baker was trying to get that, and he tried to play harder, and it just ended up ruining that season. So, he's got to take some accountability for himself too.
And I'll tell you this much too. There was no defamation lawsuit that went against that girl who said she was topping him off in that Chili's parking lot in Westlake.
Jeez.
So I'll just say that too. There was never a defamation
your morning jump segment right there. Oh man. So obviously there's still Baker Bros here, guys. They still exist. And it's because the quarterback room, since he has left, has been completely annihilated. We could just say that, right? It's been completely annihilated. And I think people like the fact that there was some winning and what he did for this franchise. But we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And there's a lot. Apparently, we're still seeing it today So how do you it's hard to let somebody go that was winning the way we did it. I'll say that. Baker's bum shoulder screwed us in the end. It did, and he still wanted to play, so he kind of screwed himself. But he was trying to fight for that contract. I get it, man. But dude, you had ample opportunity to show what you're capable of doing, and you did it. And then you played injured, and Deshaun Watson just happened to be there. And again, I'll say this: I'll die on this mountain. I kind of praise the franchise for doing what they did with Deshaun Watson. Unfortunately, it backfired because our franchise is so bad. It backfired. Has our line been worse than we thought because Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback or top 8 quarterback, whatever he was in Houston, until all the crap happened? He sat out a year, and then I mean, Cleveland Browns always bring the problem child. Clearly, right? I mean, whether they be good or bad, we always seem to bring a problem child in with big contract.
As a fan, I see into the crystal ball on this. You know, my outlook, bringing Manziel back up, but when I seen him come across the stage and doing the money thing already, I'm like, here we go. Yep, I already got my go with my gut. I had a bad feeling about the guy. All right, Deshaun Watson. Well, we already knew he was in legal troubles and he was going to have to sit out, and they paid him this big money, guaranteed it. Hats off to his agent, you know. But I'm like, why, man, come on, man. Why do we keep doing this? We keep bringing, you know, like the villains in here, man. And I don't like it, you know. I want some fresh pace. Let's go get it.
Speaking of villains, man. Speaking of dude, I'm done giving my cat catnip. This dude just woke up, looked at me like he was gonna kill me, and then went right back to sleep. I think he's the villain of the house now, man. That was crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I was paying attention, but
you're
making
good.
sure I wasn't gonna get pounced on. Yeah, it's this year, guys, is going to be one of those years where, do you guys have hope right now? As of right now, is there any hope that you guys have going into this year?
I mean, every year you have hope. You know, that you can't go into a year without hope. Otherwise, it's even if it's manufactured hope, even if it's hope that's against you know, everything that your brain tells you that you should have. You know, that's what hope is. That's what being a fan is that you have some sort of hope, you know. So I do have hope. You know, I see these other organizations that go from zero, you know, go from last to first, and and I hope that the Browns can be one of those. You know, I hope that Shador in an off season where he's going to be QB1 can figure out a way to do this thing. You know, I hope that they can retool this offensive line. They can use this draft that, you know, Barry did figure out. You know, you hope that Barry figured out the draft, that, you know, they do know what they're doing in this coaching search. But, you know, my hope versus what I think are two different things. I don't think it's going to happen, but do I hope? Man, I sure hope that it does, man. And I'm going into this season with the hope. And, you know, my hope is that the gap between what I hope happens and what I think happens closes. And it closes this way towards what I hope, you know?
Yeah, I think if you don't have a hope going into a season, you're not a true Browns fan. And as much as we've been let down, you still have that in you. Like, hey, you know what? This might be the one this year. You know, we always have that. And then we watch the draft. We see, I mean, well, let's keep it real. Because of Watson, we didn't have a draft for a while. So it was exciting to actually have a draft picks last year. And then to see guys that we got, and then to see those draft picks produce. That was a good draft class for us. So that was of all the season that went to shambles, and I didn't think we were going to get past 3 wins. I was saying that the way it was looking, we took the, you know, a loss, a win, a loss to the Steelers. And then we beat the Dolphins that were already a crap team. I'm like, I don't think we're going to get another win this season, but we ended up getting that.
2 more just to mess up our draft selection. That's all.
Well, that's what I said. And everybody was coming after me like, oh, you want to finish the season strong, build a culture.
Well,
I don't know,
man. I still stand by that, man.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I would have rather had a better draft pick, but Barry likes to trade down anyway. So, you gotta, you take the best available. I don't know. I think that here's what I think. Okay. Whoever they pick for a coach, please just pick them and so we can get on to the next mission. What's the next mission? Getting ready for this draft. Okay. This draft, you guys know, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. It's okay. We're all brothers and we don't have to agree with everything. We're all our own person. Build the lineup. Okay. Get you some receivers. Okay. Defensive line looks good. Right now, our linebacker core looks good. I mean, we look good with Schlesinger, Bush, the addition of our, Tyson Campbell. He plays great in man coverage. We got him from Jacksonville. He didn't play good because they had a lot of cover too. That was good. A good Barry trade for Greg Newsome. I like that. But let's work so we can get this coaching stuff out the way. Work with who we're going to have because, once they announce it, that's who you're going to get. And we can talk, positive or we talk negative about it. It's probably going to come both ways. But then just move on. Let's go. We got to get this ready for the draft. And we need line help. We talked about it. It don't matter who's back there. Josh Allen can be back there, but when you're taking hits, many hits a game and giving up sacks like that, it's tough, man. And the line was showing it's some of it of age and then some of it less lack of talent, So I hate to talk about it, but everybody's there for a reason and they're all professional football players, but I don't want to bring the guy's name. I don't want to bring the guy's name up again, but I was just watching him. It's like, is he even trying, bro? Like, what are you doing? So, and we need help on the O-line. We need receivers. So just giddy up and get on with it.
Really quick, I do want to make an announcement tonight, guys. We do have a undefeated Cleveland team. If you guys don't know, it's the soccer team of Cleveland, the Cleveland Crunch, ladies and gentlemen. I will be there tonight. It's going to be a fun time. Get out there, and there's going to be some special stuff going on as well. You can check out, you can go to the actual website there, clevelandcrunch.com/tickets for tickets tonight. Fun family event, man. You guys will not want to miss it. It's a great team as well, man. Bunch of great guys there.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys definitely cleared up both questions because my next question was going to be, what is your biggest point of skepticism coming into this year? And you guys kind of cleared it both up, like the hope and the skepticism as well. I am right there with you guys. Both you guys said perfect, spot on things. So, with that being said, let's go Browns.
Yeah, let's get this, man. I just hope they announce, get this coaching thing figured out sooner than later. Like I said, Ben Johnson from Chicago, he turned around and did it. There was 17 interviews that he had before Chicago took him. So it's possibilities of getting coaches like that and turning things around. He's done a stellar job out there. I'm actually going to put it out there. I'm thinking Ben Johnson's going to get coach of the year. That's my opinion. But we got to get your coach, and you got to get your other staff members we need. Offensive coordinator stuff figured out. Still wondering why Bubba Ventrone's still here, but that's for another show. But anyway, let's get this coaching staff in here so we can go ahead and the next big ticket's going to be draft.
Sam, your wife just texted me, and I'll have to tell you after the show. It was something you said at the beginning of the show, but she called it out now.
Hey, watch this.
Hey,
get to work in there. Don't be worried about what I'm doing. Sir, handle.
Jen's meddling. I love it.
Get to work.
Yes, guys. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap up today's show?
Stay warm out there. Getting really cold.
Yeah, stay warm, stay safe. There's lots of cool stuff going on in Cleveland tonight. We got the Cleveland Crunch out there. Go check them out. They're undefeated. They are the champion team in Cleveland. So check them out.
Yeah, guys, I honestly got to say it's a great Cleveland sports experience. I'll tell you that. hands down. But yeah, we got that tonight. I will be there. I think Angel's coming as well. So you guys will see some stuff going down. And it's football when Cleveland doesn't have football right now, right?
Yes.
Football.
FUTBOL. Get it right, guys.
Football.
Get it right.
Football.
Don't forget 7:30 Tuesday, all platforms. You guys got Bearded Brown Show, Angel, Chad, Mike. Thank
One
you
of you
to
guys honestly might have to cover that day for me because that snowstorm that is coming in is going to ruin my week. I'm almost positive of it, but we'll talk about that when the time comes.
Oh, hey,
And,
Mike, I meant to ask you. Hey, man, can you give me a toe today?
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody that I am friends with, here
Forgot to
goes
bring
another
that up.
shameless
Hey,
shout
man.
out.
Yeah.
I know you're busy and you're on your live show, but
I know you're on your show, but can you tow me?
can you
Yeah,
give me
hey,
a
guys,
toe,
Can I
bro?
talk to you?
If you guys want or
Why aren't
need
you answering your phone? You're on
talk
a
up for
live.
towing,
It's hilarious.
529-3320. Give them a call. We'll get your we'll get you the witches out of ditches.
There you go.
Quick clips.
Yeah.
We love you too, man. Listen, we appreciate you guys. We love all of the interaction. We appreciate everybody that watches the show. Thank you for commenting, sharing, and all that stuff, man. We literally could not do this without you guys. You guys are why we are here. You literally make it worth our while. So we thank you guys all for being here with us every Saturday and every Tuesday. And then you guys support Angel with his project too as well. I'm going to be coming on doing the morning dump here soon once I get all my stuff together. So we really appreciate all you guys' support.
Quick Clips is a monster on Tuesday, man. Him and Chad. Whew.
I'm gonna hibernate till we get a coach. I'm a hibernating.
You look like you're already halfway there. You're bundled up enough.
Yeah.
I gotta get on there. I'm gonna have to watch on YouTube so I can get on with Quick Clips because I go on Facebook and I troll Chad, but I want to be really trolling. I think with Quick Clips so we can kind of troll together.
There you go.
I love the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
Shout out to our sponsors real quick one more time.
Yeah. Shout out to Doug White Allstate Insurance Agency. If you guys need any insurance, home, for your rental, for your boat, for your four-wheeler, anything at all, give them a call. Cleveland Ketchup, guys. I can't express this enough. I've ordered everything they have, and it is sincerely amazing. Bearded Bastards barbecue sauce. Tons of options there, and he has coffee now as well, so be sure to check them out. Great sauce. And then our man Marlon over at the Lego Heads Barbershop. If you need a quick fade, get over there. Very friendly place there. And he's out in Berea on Bagley Road. So be sure to get out there and get your hair cut and your beard trimmed up.
Yeah,
I didn't go today, but
and we have merch, man, which kind of helps keep this thing. This is not free to do, and we're not a bunch of rich guys, so we still keep things moving here. There's merch out there, and what's the site for the merch, Mike?
It is printful.com/beardedbrowns. I'm actually trying to put that up there right now, but yeah, it's you guys can check it out. I made everything as cheap as possible so you guys can get some stuff and wear the Bearded Browns brand around town. So feel free to check us out and give us help us out a little bit. Every little bit goes a long way, helps us run the show. We do appreciate you guys.
And also too, real quick, and if you go on the Bearded Browns, is it beardedbrowns.com?
Yes.
You can also leave voicemails on there that we can play on the show. So if you got something to say, you want your voice heard, leave your voicemail on there, and we will make sure to play it on the Saturday show.
Or the Tuesday show. I always forget
the
to
Tuesday
mention
show
that.
too,
So thank
yeah.
you, Gary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for my poor producing right there. But thank you. Yeah, it is on our website. You can click the voicemail link, and it'll take you right to the site. You can record a message, and we'll play that on either show. I get an email right away, so I will clip that out and have it ready for whatever show, and then we will bring up your conversation.
Raw Havano 5448 says Johnny Manziel was writing his essay on a cocktail napkin for Jimmy. That's a good one, man. I appreciate it.
That was good.
And Quick Clips, I don't think Chad is mad or upset at you, man. This is all in fun, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
That's
all
what we
fun.
like to do here is have fun. Talk Browns, have fun.
Yep. Stay warm. Like I
Bus
said,
balls.
stay warm out there. It's supposed to get really nasty Saturday or Sunday, I should say. Today's Saturday, Sunday into Monday. If you ain't got to go nowhere, stay home, stay off the road. Mike knows, half the people out there should probably not even been on the road that day. So he's out there, getting people out that are stuck,
But if you want a family fun event tonight, go to the Cleveland Crunch game. You guys will not regret it, I promise. Yeah. That is all I got, guys. We're good?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Well,
And
you
if,
guys know.
yeah, man.
Maybe next
I got
time
nothing. I was gonna say. Bye.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll chat. We'll be talking about a coach that we picked up.
That'd be nice, right? In a perfect world. But until then,
go check.
Quoting Angel here, as always.
Go Browns.
We'll see you guys Tuesday.